Tim's No Sugar, No Cream podcast is now live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another podcast, episode 83. Cheers, cheers. A round of applause. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, you hear all those people? Oh, I got my sound effect thing. We gotta hook that up and see if we can get that going. But yeah, guys, it's Tuesday. It's that time. It's
There's your sound
Tim's
effect.
bell. Yeah, that's my favorite. Tim just pushed my favorite bell, also button. Guys, it is episode 83. We are live from Nashville, Tennessee. It is a beautiful day. It's looking good. Sir, Tim, looking good. You got his on. He's expecting everything. Tim is also the producer of the podcast, and just all around a nice guy. I don't know if I've ever said that enough, but
Woo.
Tim's a pretty nice guy. I was complimenting you. You weren't supposed to hear that. Now I have to take it all back. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I'll have to listen back to see what you were saying because I was
You'll cry.
taking care of
beautiful.
technical issues.
Oh, technical
Not
issues.
Confirming technical
issues.
situations, technical settings, making sure the sound is coming through.
Technology.
We learn from things that go wrong and we work to correct them.
You ever see the stupid video of like some people are afraid of technology? A guy has a big sign with technology written on it, and he's running up to people and going, "Technology!" Which would scare anybody. Don't be scared by technology, guys. What's in a couple things in the news? Tiger Woods, poor Tiger Woods. Silly Tiger Woods once again DUI, not for drinking, but probably medicated, of course. His many
DUM,
dumb,
driving while under medication.
Yes, and here he's more recently. He just said
I just made that up.
He just wanted a driver because what privacy issues. I was like, can he not find a private driver that would protect his that would keep his privacy intact? I think so. He just must maybe likes to drive or something. I don't know, but after this it's kind of stupid. Like so he was he was within miles of his house, and he was driving in his
at a very high speed. I read
pretty high speed. Guy described it as a Range Rover just flying up behind him, and he went over he tried to pull into someone's personal parking. There's space in the front of their house, but he is like a work truck, and I think he might have even had something attached to it. But anyways, he clipped it completely on its side, slid, whatever. And nobody was hurt. He popped. He was able to. It went on his driver's side, and so he was able to just climb out, no problem. And they had him do some tests there. He was fine, but they felt like he was impaired. But he blew the thing, and it was zeros, no drinking. Alcohol in his system, but he would refuse to do the blood thing, which would have found all the drugs that he's on. As far as, I mean, yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, goodness, you get doctors. I mean, this is it really, you get doctors enabling these too. But then again, of course, I mean, all you have to do is have a few different doctors, and they don't know to communicate them. They don't know. They might not know about each other. I mean, but then too, I mean, there's plenty of doctors that abuse their power and
back home in Watertown, South Dakota, there was a young female doctor who, my good friend at the time, I've told this story before, but I think it's funny. It's tragic, but it's the part that I'm going to tell is funny, but the whole story is tragic. And they lived in a development, nice middle class development, and there was a doctor's office. You know, a lot of times you'll have a strip mall or whatever, a row of offices close to a development, and they lived probably a block or half a block away from this doctor's office. And my friend Troy's mom, or no, he came home, and there was this woman, this doctor was in their house, and her MO was, now this is Watertown, South Dakota, which is still probably pretty safe. You don't have to lock your car, probably don't lock your door, and don't lock your car. And her MO was to go and take the garage opener from the visor on an unlocked car, and then use that to open up the garage and then go in the house, because most people don't lock the door from the garage into the house. They think that the garage door opener, garage door is shut. But if somebody steals your garage door opener from the visor, they can get in your house. And this doctor was addicted to pain meds. Addicted. She was a doctor. You'd think she could prescribe or steal, but she couldn't get enough on her own. So she was breaking into people's houses. She was a fine, everyone thought, upstanding citizen in town. She was crying after, very ashamed, but I mean, she had this addiction. Addictions that drive you. You're basically, you're in the passenger seat if you're addicted to something, and you breaking that addiction. So prescription meds can be very addictive.
This just in, Tim Wolf has announced that Tiger Woods will soon be a cat burglar, stealing people's medication.
Oh, no.
You heard it here first. Tim called it.
Bobby Lee. When he turns,
Bobby Lee turns. See, I don't even really notice this, but I don't. You take you notice the littlest things and just cracks me up. I love
exaggerate.
It.
Well, that's
exaggerate. No, it's great. No, I love it. I love it. I don't even notice it.
Bobby Lee.
Maybe vaguely.
Bobby Lee's a podcast that Seth has turned me on to, and I have seen him. I didn't know who he was. I've seen him in some shows. I saw him in Silicon Valley, which is a show I loved. He was in that. Oh no, I saw him in Love. He wasn't in Silicon Valley. I saw him in a show called Love, which was written and directed by a guy from close to where I grew up. He's from Northwest Iowa, close to Sioux Falls, which is where I'm from, South Dakota. Anyway, Bobby Lee was in there on that show, and he had a bit part, but I remember him made an impact on me. And then later on, I would recognize him in other things. And Seth turned me on to his podcast.
Bad Friends.
Thank you, Seth.
Good old Bad Friends.
Yeah. And when he's sitting there, when he turns, I mean, I'm exaggerating it, but when he turns to look at either Andrew, his podcast partner, or the technical guys, he turns quite sharply. So I'm doing that. Maybe if I do that, will we have the same level of success that they have?
Definitely, for sure.
That's the secret to their success.
Well, to fill in a little bit more about Tiger Woods and his, hopefully he won't be robbing houses to get drugs anytime soon. But this is a theory created by Tim, and fabricated by Seth.
No, I said nothing of the kind. Do not put words in my mouth. I was just saying how prescription.
You just you missed what I just said. I said fabricated by Seth.
Oh.
You started.
Okay.
You always defend yourself too early, Tim. Remember, we always agree. 95% when Tim and I agree about what we're saying. We just we don't realize what we're saying the same thing. So the crazy part about this whole ordeal with Tiger Woods is, I mean, he's horrible what happened, but here, what happens? He got his own brand now called Sunday Red, and he was wearing one of his shirts. Of course, what happens? That shirt is now sold out on his website, and he's probably made a couple of million, depending on how much they had on stack. They could have made like $250,000 to $1 million, and then tons of traffic to the website. But that, in every single size, that shirt sold out. that he was wearing.
Wow.
It was like, well, he just paid for all his paid for everything. So
he's beloved. People love.
He's
Tiger
very
Woods.
loved.
He's beloved.
ESPN and there people, a lot of people know him there and everything. Like, is anybody losing faith in Tiger or losing hope for Tiger? No. And I don't know if I dreamed it or saw it, but I think he was out the next day playing. I might have even dreamed. I don't know, but he was out the next day, I think, playing golf. But so that could be completely not right, because I feel like I might have dreamed that. So is Seth dreaming?
No sugar, no cream podcast corner. Is this real life or Seth's dream?
Seth's dream.
How do we verify?
I mean, you probably can Google that one.
And Google will tell us, no, that was a Seth dream one.
Yeah, right. It's crazy what AI can do. I asked AI just a question. Like, you couldn't ask Google a couple years ago. You couldn't ask Google the questions you ask.
Right. Yeah.
And now the AI is able to.
It's not always accurate, but it'll give you an answer.
No. Yeah.
And some different level of veracity.
And it compares things to the past. Like I'm like looking at the value of different Pokemon cards are really gotten valuable, and certain packs you have just the packs alone can just really increase in value, because over time there's certain cards in there that people want to hit that are in those packs, and those can increase in value. And because of history, it takes all that into account. I just ask AI which packs are the best ones to collect, and it could tell me a theoretically how much it could increase in value. It's very interesting, and I kind of use that to help. I've been collecting some different packs of Pokemon cards to not open, and they're so much easier than action figures, because action figures are like, you're getting different qualities of the action figure, even in the case. And of course, I'm collecting action figures from the 90s, so those are just the container isn't the best of quality a lot of times. But here, easy, you're just getting a case of Pokemon cards all sealed up in a box, and saran wrapped, or the plastic has a plastic covering on them, and easy to store. And Pokemon has just been, the popularity is just insane. I mean, you got people my age, and my brother was really into it, and now that people our age are sharing their kids, and their kids are loving it. I was just watching a really cute video of them opening cards. He was opening a card with his daughter, and she was flipping out, and she was saying, "I shouldn't be holding this." It was like a $500 card or something they had opened up, and it was like, "I shouldn't be holding this. I shouldn't be holding this." Oh, it's so funny. It's so cute. But yeah, that's the excitement about open those. So if you cannot open it, it makes it even more valuable a lot of times, because you don't have the biggest chance of hitting those cards. But if you do, that's going to be, I've talked about this before. The box is going to, the card is going to be more valuable than the box. But then again, I have 5 of them here. Each box could be worth $300 each. That's $1,500. They all could not have any. I mean, the value of them could be most likely.
So the
less
value, the unknown mystery box value, could be higher or lower than the actual aggregate value of the cards in the box. I'm just putting it.
No, there is a guy that goes into pawn shops and asks, he wants to buy something. He says, "Would you like this mystery box for $1?" And he always has at least $500 in the mystery box, but hardly anybody ever takes it.
But that's basically what a pack is. It's a mystery box. Mm-hmm. You don't know what's in it.
You know the kind of cards, what it could have in it.
And it appeals to, we all have a bit of a gambler issue. We like to gamble on things because we think things are going to come up our way. I think that's in all of us. And so that's probably why the unopened packs are worth more than they should be, probably.
So I got a variety. I got like several boxes of each, and a variety of different Pokemon boxes, which is kind of cool. So, and I'm just gonna hold on to those for a few years or so and see what they do. Not a gigantic investment, but enough to like, I mean, if I have 5x or 10x or even just 3x my money, I mean, it's sitting pretty nice. And, you know, even double my money isn't too bad of a deal. But I mean, just by the history alone, I mean, most people don't buy a box and just hold on to it. I mean, some of us do. They always make fun of the kids with the action figures. Like, here, here's my action figure. All right, I just bought it. Yay! Time to play with it. And leave it in the box. And just look at it. Dust it off a little bit. And of course, the kid wants to open it up right away. And here now I'm collecting action figures that are unopened. I don't want to open them up. And the kid in me, of course, go back in time 30 years, and that kid would be ripping into it.
I like to collect action figures. I like to collect
action guitars. Action guitars. Yes, sir. Yeah, you got a nice
and
collection.
I am now on the hunt. I read an article. So is it permissible to change to another subject now? Podcast.
No, it sounds like we're not changing subjects. We're talking about collectibles.
Okay. I like it. Another collectible that I'm not into action figures. All these, even though there are some action figures here, and I do appreciate them. You know, some of these represent like the dude abides. I'm a big fan of the dude, the Big Lebowski. And that's Larry Bird, big Celtics fan. It's Jason Tatum. But my nephew got those. And that yellow Camaro there, I had a 1969 Camaro when I was in college. I had souped it up, put the engine on. I mean, I was quite proficient. I'm amazed that I did all that. It had a 350 in it, and I tore that out and put in a 327, four barrel, 4 on the floor. It had automatic 350. Put mags on the back, of course, the whole thing, jacked it up. And I wish I still had that car, but I have one there. That's a little one. But now I'm interested, and I would like to get a 69 yellow Camaro. That's one of my dreams. One day, maybe I'll find one. I'll sometimes Google and see if I can find one, what they are. They're like, you could spend 6 figures on one, but I don't want one super pristine. Don't want to spend that much. Anyway, guitars.
What kind of interior? What color was the interior?
It was black.
Black interior. Oh, yes, yellow and black together. No other way to do it, right?
I have photos of it, you know. And when I was a kid, there's been 2 yellow 69 Camaros in my life. When I was a kid, we won one at a hamburger stand, Frank's Hamburgers. Who could eat the most hamburgers over a 3-month period? And my family won a 69 Camaro.
Yes. What was the name of the burger place? I was Googling that the other day.
Frank's Hamburgers.
Trying to see if there's an article about
South Dakota. Okay. 3-month period. We ate there all the time. And my dad said, okay, nobody can have anything but hamburger. You can't have a shake because that'll fill you up. You can only eat hamburgers. You can't have fries, just hamburgers and like a soda. You can't have a shake. Except my younger sister, Pam, who was like, I don't know how old she was at the time, 5 maybe, and 4. She was allowed to have whatever she wanted.
She wished it with a baby.
Yeah. And so we ate hamburgers until we were tired of hamburgers, and they wrapped them in yellow wrappers because it was a yellow Camaro, and we won that thing. We ate more hamburgers than anybody else.
Right, but people would give you the wrappers.
Some people would give us, but I would say 90 to 95% of them we actually.
Did you say that Grandma ironed them?
Yes. She would iron the wrappers so they were represented, clean them, you know. They'd have, so there have been 2 69 Camaros in my life. And so I would love to, yellow, both of them yellow. That one that we won was a lowest model. It was a 6-cylinder, you know, and the shifter was on the column. So, but it was a 69 Camaro. And so I would love to have a 69 Camaro. But anyhow, I've always, when I was in church, I remember very young, maybe 5 years old. I don't remember. Lowell Lundstrom, who was an evangelist in the Dakotas, came to play. He was a big evangelist, and he was a guitar player also. And those of you from the upper Midwest of a certain age probably know the Lundstroms. Larry Lundstrom and Lowell Lundstrom, they're quite prolific evangelists, music evangelists, put on crusades. And he came to our church before he was too big to come to church. Before he was too big to come to churches, and he
gained
played.
A lot of weight.
What's that?
He gained a lot of weight.
No, he got so bigger that he wasn't going to come. Popularity. Yeah.
Just kidding.
I mean, he was playing arenas then. You know, he wouldn't come to our little 200-seat church.
Right.
Anyway, and he came with his whole band, his whole family band, and he played a Gretsch 6120. I mean, I didn't know what it was at the time, but it had the black leather round patch on the back, which I remember seeing that, and I was like, I love that guitar. I mean, I didn't even know if I was going to be a guitar player at the time. I was probably 5 years old. I don't remember.
Can you name that sin? Covet. Can you say that in a sentence? Tim coveted the guitar. The word of the day.
Word of the day, yes. The sin of the day. Now I'm no sugar, no cream. The sin of the day. Anyway, and so I've always had my eye on that era. I think they made them from. I know they went as late as 69 with it has to have the number one thing. It has to be a Gretsch 6120, and it has to have that black patch on the back. It's about 12 inches across. It looks luxurious, but it's actually a way of them to cover up a hole. It was really a manufacturing defect, and they put that in the back. But it looks like you have a cushion so that it's up against your body. But it really was a way to cover up, a way for them to get the electronics in the body. So they had a hole in the back, and then they covered it up with that. So they made that from, I want to say, late 50s, at least all the way to 69, maybe in the 70s, I'm not sure. And so I would love to have a 6120. And okay, those of you who are familiar with Beatles history know that George Harrison played a 6120, Gretsch 6120, on the Ed Sullivan Show when the Beatles played the Ed Sullivan Show and they blew up. And suddenly, that was in 1964, they couldn't keep up with them because everybody wanted to be like the Beatles and they wanted that guitar. And suddenly their sales just skyrocketed. So there's the model that is the I think 64 model is the one that's most coveted, but that's not considered the best one. The best one is probably late 50s to 61, the single cutaway version. Anyway, and I've always thought, well, Brian Setzer, I'm a big Brian Setzer fan, Stray Cats. And I always thought, that'd be nice to have, but it's not really fit my style of music. I'm not in rockabilly. I'm not in country. But I read something earlier this week. One of my favorite artists, guitar players, still around, Randy Bachman. And he's Canadian. And he played in the Guess Who, not The Who, the Guess Who, with Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman. And then he left them and started a band with his brothers and Fred Turner, I think was his name. And it was called Bachman Turner Overdrive. And I love Bachman Turner Overdrive. Taking care of business. You ain't seen nothing yet. A couple of their big songs. They had a lot of hits. And I read an article.
I know Taking Care of It. I mean, I guess I
sure. Yeah. And if I played for you, you ain't taking care of business and you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm sure you know that one. And I saw an article the other day because I often look up, his vintage or, classic rock guitar players. And I was thinking, I wonder what guitar Randy Bachman played, because I guess I'm not as big. He's not on my A list. My A list for guitar players is Eric Clapton, number 1, and then Stevie Ray Vaughan and Santana, and then 4th would be Hendrix. Those would be my top 4. So Randy Bachman, I love his playing. I love the songs that they came out. So I wasn't familiar with the guitar he played. And guess what? Randy Bachman's number 1 guitar that he played all those hits with was a 1957 Gretsch 6120. The exact guitar that I've been coveting So now I'm on the find for one because Randy Bachman Bachman Overdrive was definitely not country and definitely not rockabilly. Right down the pike for blues rock. And so if he made that work, now I have to have a vintage 6120, but it has to have that black patch in the back. And I've been looking at them, and now it's a buyer's market for vintage guitars. Nobody has any money, everything's so high. What do we got? I saw diesel almost $5 the other day. Gas is going to be $5 soon. Oil prices are going through the roof. So people don't have money. They're conserving. So guitars is a want, not a need. So the prices of used guitars are going down. It's a buyer's market now. So we'll see. That's one thing that
I would recommend buying them, as told by you in this podcast earlier. Stealing it is not the best opportunity, as the doctor would tell you. Do not steal. And
the doctor, which doctor?
The doctor that was stealing.
That doctor, yes,
yeah,
the doctor, the Watertown, South Dakota doctor.
Steal the pills.
Yeah,
so don't steal the guitar.
Don't steal, but play steel guitar. Don't steal the guitar, but play steel guitar.
Yeah, that's the end of this podcast. I take full responsibility.
But I do want to talk about one more thing. I have a song. This is Easter week, when we celebrate our Lord and Savior's death on the cross and then his resurrection on Easter Sunday. I have a song coming out on Good Friday, and it's called Dirty Money, and it's about Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. And if you're interested in hearing, I'll put it in the comments. You can pre-save it so that it'll show up on your favorite streaming channel. It's going to drop at 12:01 Friday morning, Good Friday. Dirty Money, and its original song, and it's about the weight, the guilt that Judas felt after betraying an innocent man, Jesus. But the thing about it is, the key message I'd like to say, Gospel Corner today. Judas God would have forgiven Judas, even for betraying Jesus. There's nothing we can do that will separate us from God. Nothing. If we turn to him and ask for his forgiveness. That's my message. That's my gospel message. But I wouldn't
recommend betraying Jesus.
That's not recommended. No.
Not recommended.
Anyway, Dirty Money. It's got a bluesy solo in the middle of it. I mean, it's my normal stuff.
You can pre-save that right now?
You can pre-save it right now.
It's on Spotify.
It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. It's all the normal channels. All the normal channels. Yeah. So Sweet. I'll put that in the comments if I remember. So
yes, sir.
Dirty Money. Hands dirty with the money. Wash them, but they don't come clean. That's the first line of the song.
Yeah, I was yeah, what was I gonna say? I gotta sneak. Tim doesn't allow golf being played during the week, so I gotta kind of like sneakily watch it.
Okay, so Seth and I, we live together in my house, enriching my life, and exposed me to a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have watched. And I find it fascinating, the things that this man will turn to on TV. I'll come down from the studio, take a break, and what he's watching is things that I would not expect. How many of you would expect that this man would watch PGA golf, and not just the majors, and not on the final day, the Sunday day when they decide who's going to win, but just a regular PGA tournament that's not a major on like a Friday or a Saturday? That's a serious PGA golf fan. That's serious to watch it. That kind of I'm impressed.
I'm scared to tell you that when I had ESPN Plus, you could like follow certain players, and you could follow the groups of players, which that made it more fun too. Because then, like, if you know the players, that makes it more fun to watch.
And this man doesn't even play golf that I know of.
No, I'm not much of a golf player. I've played a little bit. I I lost my golf clubs a while back. I left them in a car or something. I think that I sold. Yeah, but they were given to me. They were a gift. But so I need to buy me some new ones. But you said you had. I need to just get out there and hit some
from
balls.
the '90s. From the 90s.
I just need to go out to a driving range and
I haven't played golf. The last time I played golf, I think it was the last time. There's this.
Is in the garage? Are they just
in the garage? Yeah.
Okay.
A friend of mine, good old friend, been friends a long time, and he has a group of guys that he went to high school with, and they still get together and do things. And they are rather serious about their betting on the game, and they want to win. And so there were probably 15, 16, 17, 18 guys there. And so they pair you up. And when I was in corporate world, when I worked for DuPont, I used to play more frequently. And then when I moved to South Dakota and was a farmer, there's no time. Farmers put in 100-hour weeks. There's no time to play golf. Anyway, sometimes, depending on the season, after everything's planted before harvest, you can probably fit in some golf. But I had the worst handicap of the whole group. I admitted, I said, I got a bad handicap. And I was paired with this venture capitalist guy, very aggressive New York guy, ran a venture capital firm or worked for a venture capital firm. And he had the best handicap. And so we were paired together because that's how you would try to make an equal team, right? So you take the best handicap and the worst, and then you take the second best and the second worst. And that's how you would try to make competitive teams. And I'd not met this man. And I overheard him during a break. I think it was a couple of days. I think we were doing it for a couple of days. And I overheard him talking to somebody on the phone, describing the horrible player that he was paired with. Me.
Oh, no.
And how there's no way they were going to be able to win anything because he was paired with this absolutely atrocious player. And I was like, I'm not playing. I mean, I just want to have fun. And this guy was pissed off that he had to be paired with me. I'm out. So that's the last time I played golf.
You know how embarrassing that would be if he was telling that to somebody and he saw that you overheard him.
He wouldn't care. This particular guy, I don't care. I don't think he would care.
I was like, so like growing up being homeschooled and stuff, I feel like to an extent, I was lacking some like people skills, which I guess I kind of acquired quickly in school and stuff because I very much love people and love interacting with people. But I feel like when I was younger, like we were just homeschooled. The only people we knew were the people around the block and the neighbors, the people at church, which was a small church, like 50 people at the church. And then, that was it. People at church and our neighbors. That was it because we were homeschooled. And so then when I'm fifth grade, I go to a public school. So that was my first time really being at a public school. The second day of school, I forgot my homework. I did it all at home, but I just left it there. And I got in trouble. And I was like, the poor teacher. I felt bad for her. I start crying in class. I'm like, never experienced anything like this. And she's like rushing all the students out to try to calm me down because I'm literally crying my eyes out. A little fifth grader. What was I? 10, I guess 10, maybe 11. And she calmed me down. And that was my traumaticness of because I forgot I did my homework. I just you don't got to take it anywhere. You're home. We used to be in homeschool. You don't take it anywhere.
Sure.
But where was I going with that? But yes, so what was it? What were we just talking about? I was saying that because I was about to talk about something being homeschooled. Oh, people skills. So I remember my friend. I had a friend, and then I think he had given me or something, and I was telling somebody else how, this is stupid or whatever. Like, I was literally talking behind my friend's back, and he walks up behind me. It was like, well, that's how you feel or whatever. And oh man, did I feel like a piece of crap. I was like, and I deserved to too. Like it was probably a good thing that that happened because it was like, be mindful of how you feel and be appreciative and how other person feels. And I think, I mean, that's the biggest thing in our nature is like, oh, we're so selfish, and you see it nowadays. Like people more and more.
We are
selfish.
by nature. We are selfish. There's no doubt about it.
And I feel like it gets worse and worse. You know, if we can put others ahead of ourselves, and there's such a reward in that too. I mean, just out of, if anything, selfishly put other people's in front of you because it will repay itself tenfold. You know, do unto others as you would have them do unto yourselves is what the Bible says. And that's just, I mean, that's just a simple concept that if you're not a Christian or not,
the golden rule. The golden rule.
It easily applies to your life, and you can see it, you know, when you treat others well. I mean, that's gonna come back around. But if you could even do it without even thinking, like it doesn't matter, like just being a good person. And oh my gosh, people are crazy these. You get all, of course, now with social media, we all see it. It ends up in the feed in front of us. People freaking out over. There's just plenty of crazy people out there too.
The keyboard warrior, you can, hide behind, the keyboard. I get troll comments on my posts on music a lot.
But people don't even hide behind that too. I mean, there's people that we'll get right back. I wasn't even talking about like crazy people when you're in traffic and they go berserk. Like you see who they are quickly.
Road rage,
and all that. But yeah, now what you're talking about is the prototypical, is the worst of the worst.
Is people who have a private account, like on Instagram. And I think you can even, can you have a private account on Facebook? I think you might be able to. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can easily just, anything you can, because you just don't show a picture, don't show a name.
Yeah, and they just
put a fake name.
They live for trolling, and the if I get a troll comment, a negative comment, you can't sing, you can't play, just stop already, that kind of stuff. It's usually someone who's a troll, who's a private account and hiding behind, keyboard, very brave, I'm being sarcastic, keyboard warrior, out. And that, the social media has enabled the worst of us. At least because you have no repercussion. You start doing that and you get some kind of, I suppose, I've even Googled, what is the driving force? Why do these people do this? And I've learned some things. They get some kind of a rush for trolling other people, and they actually will make this comment and take a screenshot, and they will have a community somewhere, maybe on Discord or Reddit, or private Facebook group or something, where they will post their screenshot and boast to each other how great of a troll job they did trolling this person, like me as an artist, and just trolling. So it's hurtful. You got to be honest. If you're working so hard on your music and you get comments, people, why, if you don't like it, I'm not going to satisfy everyone. If you don't like it, just go on by. But people feel compelled to write stuff, and you just have to develop a thicker skin, which I'm working on. I can't say I've completely arrived at the thicker skin, but the part that is the hardest is when it's another musician. Even if it's a private account, you can still see from their profile pic that maybe they have a guitar in their profile pic, and those aren't we supposed to support each other as musicians? I just don't. That baffles me. But a high percentage of the troll comments are from other musicians or artists. So,
and AI.
Oh, AI, right? Yeah, there's a lot of bot. Yeah,
so I was just kind of googling what percentage is AI. Well, then too, they say that you have these farms. Other countries will have these room full of people, and they will. But it's probably a lot of those.
What is their goal? What is their goal?
Troll farms. To
troll.
Yeah, you manipulate other countries.
Oh, right. But
a lot of that's probably just turning to AI now. So AI powered trolling is increasingly common. 37% of all internet traffic, roughly 37% of all internet traffic online is toxicity. While estimates vary,
37%. Wow.
Some studies, 20 to 30% of social media chatter comes from automated accounts. They're saying between 20 and 30%.
Wow, that's interesting.
Just looking at any account, when somebody trolls you, you can instantly think there's a 1 in 5 to 1 in 4 or more chance that that's not even a real person.
1 in 3? You said 30 some percent?
Oh, yeah, even 30. Well, I was trying to do it on the lower end, but yeah, even 1 in 3.
30. There's 33% is 1 in 3. You said 37, so it's over 1 in 3.
No, it says 20 to 30%.
Oh,
37% is which
1 in 5 to 1 in 3.
I was kind of misrepresenting the 37 because I didn't realize at first what 30% of all internet traffic is toxic. It's just toxic.
I gotcha.
But then as far as just social media chatter, 20 to 30%, yeah, and they've done studies. Some studies are saying 20 to 30%. Use political disruption, high volume harassment. So I mean that's the thing, and of course these accounts are going to be. Some will probably have real pictures and stuff, or even just AI generated, and some are going to be like what you're talking about, nothing. But that's crazy. Like there's a probably 1 in 4. 1 in 5.
And talk about AI. Interesting. So I subscribe to a small amount, like through a few bucks a month. Medium is they send you an email, I think once a week, Medium. I recommend it. I don't always read all the articles because I don't take time, but I was trying to catch up the other day and I was trying to catch up, and they have some really thought-provoking articles. And they had a couple articles on security, internet security, and so many buzzwords and what do you say, like initials that I didn't even know what they meant, because it was really for that audience that work in internet security. And I learned a lot from that. And then there's another one that was talking about why there's been a run on Apple Minis. So an Apple Mini is a small, about that big computer. Doesn't have you have to attach a screen to it, of course. And it's about a $500 computer. And you have to attach the keyboard, of course, and the mouse. But the guts of it is there. And there's been a run on those that most vendors are out. And the reason being is because people that use a lot of AI and say, I'm just be honest. I use AI like ChatGPT. I have paid for AI use a few times, but I'm like the 1% or 0.1% of my toe in the water for using AI. And I think most people are in my category, but they're saying that there are people that have multiple subscriptions to AI to do things for them, $100 a month or $1,000 a month, there's a whole different level that I'm not doing. And I don't think you are either. Mm-hmm. And they're like, for example, booking, somebody that travels a lot, and they have AI book all their flights and hotels and all these sorts of things.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely not there yet.
No, I'm not there, but that is being done now. That is being done. Crazy. And all these different that I don't even know the names of the A's. I'll admit, I'm just a neophyte. I don't know what's going on. And I'm not knowledgeable enough. I want to be more knowledgeable, but anyhow,
probably firing their assistants.
Yeah, just so. But the reason people are buying so many Mac Minis is because they're realizing that all of that AI is kind of open source, and all their data is searchable on the internet. So they're getting like 5 Mac Minis or maybe 10 and plugging them together so they work together. They're cheap. They're only $500 a piece. And, you could start with a few and having their own captive AI, buy the program. And if you're paying $100 a month for a program, but if you buy Mac Mini, now you'd have to get the software to run it. But over time, it'll pay for itself, and nobody else has access to your data. So there's a movement toward that. Now, obviously, bigger companies that have access to much more expensive and bigger computers, but for a smaller, you can get a Mac Mini and you can start daisy chain them together and get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 would be $5,000, obviously. But apparently they have the new, what was it called? The M4 chip. Apple has been developing their own chips, and they were saying the reason the Mac Mini I should look, remember the article. There's something very specific about that new chip that is in the Mac Mini that is very specific for this use. And it's very inexpensive. And all of these features are very advanced features are in the Mac Mini. And that's why they're buying those and multiple of them and daisy chaining them together. Very fascinating, but it's a world that I know nothing about. I mean, even reading the article, I had to Google some terms and Google some acronyms. I'm in the dark. I have no idea. I'm interested, but I don't know how to do that. But that's the world we're moving towards. More AI. And can you imagine having an AI assistant do all your booking? Say you travel for work like 3-4 days out of the week, and you have your AI assistant books all your hotels and your flights.
Thank you very much for the support, Tim. We appreciate your backing of the AI.
Apparently that's quite common.
We are here to assist you in everything you need.
That's what advanced people are doing. Seth, you and I, we're just humble, unadvanced. We're not doing that. How do we get on that train?
I am not AI compatible.
So Mac Minis, I guess, is the way. I think is it M4? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find this.
I used to know Toby Mac. Shout out to Toby Mac. That's the Mac I know. I am all busted up noticing the old commercials with Mac and PC. The two actors.
Oh yeah, had it right. Okay, had it right. Is M4 is the chip. Sorry, I interrupted you. Please continue your thoughts, sir.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about how remember the old Mac commercials? I pointed that out to you.
Yeah, those two guys are doing
it now. A commercial for like some medication or something, and it's hilarious because it's the same two guys that did the Mac and PC commercials.
Mac Minis, particularly M4 models, which is the chip from Apple, are increasingly used for local AI development. And OpenClaw agent, OpenClaw was the housing. I think it was, if you call it as a layman, so I'm not using the right terms, but OpenClaw is the housing framework, I would say, that I think they use for their AI programs to sit in and work together. So I remember OpenClaw was in this article. So Mac Minis, particular M4 models, are increasingly used for local AI development and OpenClaw agent hosting due to their unique unified memory architecture. This allows large AI models to run on RAM shared with the GPU up to 64 gigabytes to 128 gigabytes, depending on the model. Yeah, because the RAM, I guess the RAM and it's all combined. The memory is all combined. You don't have discrete RAM and discrete long-term memory, whatever you call it. It's together, and they're only $499. Immense power at a low cost of $499. High energy and efficiency. Oh yes, also, and they're very quiet. You don't even know they're there. There's no fan noise. That was another feature that they really liked. There's no fan noise. Very very low energy use, and a compact, silent form factor. I had to Google what form factor is. Form factor has a couple different meanings, but in this case, it means the size of the box that it's in. That's all it means.
Yeah, fan thing's big thing. Like I noticed, like your fans gets pretty loud with could it be kind of dirty too though, or the fan itself, or like? But I mean, I guess my computer does that too. That's just a common thing. So if you can have a PC that has the fan, that's probably one of the only noise thing when it comes to computers, right? We don't have the old anymore when it comes to internet
dial-up connections. So here's more about the memory. The RAM is VRAM. So VRAM being the video memory. Unlike PCs that require separate VRAMs, video memory, on a graphics card, Apple Silicon shares RAM between the CPU and the GPU, allowing the Mac Mini to load large AI models into memory cost efficiently.
Nerd alert! You get all that, nerds?
I know very little about this, but I found it fascinating, and I would like to at least be aware. Be aware.
We really hope you enjoy this portion of the podcast, the Nerd Alert portion. So let's get us some Macs, plug her up all together, and have our own create our own AI farm.
We said the same thing.
Because we're nerds. Don't leave me hanging.
We are the least competent nerds
we're
in
nerds.
Tennessee. Oh! I once thought,
you're a strong nerd.
That made me think of, when you watch NBA basketball, when they go to the line to shoot a free throw, they always go shake hands with their other players, whether they made it or not. They just get the support. And there was a guy who, for whatever reason, he shot a free throw and nobody was around to shake his hand. So he literally shook his own hand before he took the second support myself before he took the second free throw. And the announcers thought it was hilarious.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I love that. Oh, I love funny stuff like that. Yeah. Good times. Oh goodness. Well, I guess it is about that time.
Almost 50 minutes. I mean, what is our range goal? At least 45 minutes?
Yeah, 45 minutes.
45 minutes to an hour is our norm.
And we are there.
Yeah, we're at 40.
It's got a little nerdy, a little AI.
51 minutes now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for whether you're stopping in now or you're stopping in after. But it's so much more fun to be with us live than we can respond to comments real time.
Yes. If you're watching us on Facebook, please feel free to share. Spotify, we're on Spotify, Apple. We're really, hopefully, we want to grow more and more on YouTube. YouTube is a nice resource. We've hidden some nice little numbers there with some of our clips. Oh my gosh, there's definitely a couple clips in this podcast, but we're just trying to make light of your day, make you smile, and make you grin a little bit,
maybe form a little bit, something you might not have known, or remind you of something,
and remind you, not to covet.
Like one of the recent videos we did, I was talking about.
Yep, that's what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Broke the
you
sound.
turned into me.
Yeah. Broke the sound barrier. And I said that he broke his arm so that he couldn't close the cockpit door. And I was corrected by at least 3 people.
For the world record, right?
Well, no, it broke the sound barrier. Nobody ever broke. Nobody ever.
Nobody
had ever flown at the speed of sound.
Which would be a world record for the first time ever.
Oh, okay, it's a world record, but I mean, it was a mark that everybody wanted to break because they wanted to go faster. And when they would take the flights, they would go to 0.95 or 0.96 of a speed of sound. The plane would start vibrating horribly because you read the right stuff, and or the movie was in the book. We sort of talk about it because Tom Wolfe wrote that book. And
so not only did he break the sound barrier, he broke his arm.
I was corrected. He didn't break his arm. That's what I remembered, but I Googled it before I posted it. And he broke his ribs. The end result was the same. He couldn't raise his arm, so he had to use the other arm. But it wasn't a broken arm. Technically, it was a broken ribs.
Broke or bruised ribs?
He had he had 2 broken ribs.
Have you ever done that? Broke a rib?
No, I haven't.
Must be so painful. Must be crazy.
And so he fell off a horse, and that's why. But we had people correcting, and I thank them for please correct. Thank you.
Stay in your own lane.
No,
don't you correct.
If you find something that we misspeak, we receive amplification, correction.
I will find where you live.
No, he's a teddy bear.
I will pet your dog aggressively.
I believe that.
I'll smile at him and he'll fall in love with me and he'll come home with me and he won't love you anymore.
Now that might be a threat. That's a legit threat from my nephew.
I like dogs.
You like dogs?
I like dogs.
You like dogs?
Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Well, on that case, ladies and gentlemen, that will be the end of the podcast. That was enough shenanigans for one day. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching.